The last instance of Bitcoin capitulation. When will it arrive? What will be the cause of it? How long till the Bitcoin bottom is reached? Going back to the beginnings of how Bitcoin functions with the Bitcoin miners can help you determine the answers to those questions. Although every cycle they do, they haven't completely capitulated. So, are you prepared to solve everything? Let's learn it together for today's video. Welcome to Cryptique, a channel that gives critical evaluation or analysis, especially in dealing with crypto. Everything regarding money, finance, investing, cryptocurrency, and blockchain-related topics including ICOs, NFTs, and yield farming. Please subscribe and share this video. Also, do hit that like button. If you aren't aware, the Bitcoin blockchain functions thanks to its miners. They compete with one another to be the one to give the computational power that secures the Bitcoin block, for which they are compensated with Bitcoins, and they provide a computing power that secures the network. The miners are the tipping point in a bear market for Bitcoin, and they perform a more than significant role. In the past, with the miners capitulated, it indicated that Bitcoin was about to bottom out. How do you interpret miner capitulation? Well, two ways: through mining difficulty and hash rate. The power of the Bitcoin network is measured by its hash rate, while difficulty measures how challenging it is to mine a Bitcoin, taking into account both the hash rate and the number of miners. The hash rate peaked around the conclusion of October 2018, as seen in the previous cycle. In about a month later, on December 9, 2018, the hash rate bottom materialized. Miner difficulty followed a similar pattern, peaking in October and bottoming off in December. What else happened around the time when the difficulty and hash rate peaked in December 2018? Well, the value of Bitcoin did. As we can see, in November of 2018, the price of Bitcoin plunged from levels around $6,000 to a low of about $3,000 on December 13th. The following question will be asked next. Is a comparable occurrence taking place this time? Well, it's starting now. Looking at the hash rate right now, we can observe that difficulty peaked on June 8th at over 250 XO hashes per second and has since been declining. Currently, there are just over 180 XO hashes performed every second. In terms of difficulty, it peaked about the same time and has since been gradually declining. However, as the price of Bitcoin has been steadily declining recently, miners have begun to capitulate. The miners are starting to capitulate, but we haven't yet seen the worst of it. Keep in mind that the overall hash rate today dropped from 250 XO hashes per second to roughly 100 XO hashes per second. That is a 28% fall in hash rate. In terms of XO hashes, it decreased from roughly 60 in 2017 to 33 in 2018. That resulted in a hash rate decrease of 45%. Additionally, difficulty has decreased today from 31.5 T to roughly 29 T, a drop in difficulty of about 8%. Looking back at 2018, it decreased from 7.5 T at the top to roughly 5 T, which represents a 33% adjustment in difficulty. Therefore, it is clear that the hash rate must be reduced further and that the difficulty modifications must be greater. Does that take place? Well, prominent Bitcoin on-chain analyst Will Clemente recently made some comments regarding the hash rate. He published a graph showing how the hash rate was decreasing and wrote, "Hash rate definitely rolling over, indicating more workstations being unplugged. Only the tough miners will remain alive at the conclusion of this bear market. Hash rate is definitely rolling over, and the next difficulty adjustment occurs in approximately a week. In terms of what this implies for the Bitcoin protocol itself, things will continue as usual. What will happen as a result of this adjustment? Well, we are descending. Only a few days ago, Joe Burnett also tweeted this. Bitcoin difficulty hit an all-time high on May 12, 2022. It has not yet reached bottom 62 days later. The next change is anticipated to be negative 1.2%. Hash rate and difficulty will continue declining, which isn't a terrible sign. The 2018 miner capitulation and difficulty spanned 87 days. It's encouraging since it indicates that the bear market's finish and the bottom for Bitcoin are both rapidly approaching. So, if you think this video has clarified some things for you, please consider liking it and clicking that bell button to be notified of our new videos. Also, you might want to consider subscribing to our channel. It'll really help us out. Back to our video. However, there will be an even larger miner capitulation which has nothing to do with Bitcoin and everything to do with Ethereum at the same time as my anticipated Bitcoin bottom, which I've been forecasting occurs in late August or early September of this year. Because a bomb inside the Ethereum blockchain is going to detonate, triggering a miner capitulation. The Ethereum difficulty bomb is what we refer to this. As the network switches from proof of work to proof of stake, the difficulty bomb will be a network update and a strategy to discourage either mining operations from maintaining their physical mining devices operational. It significantly lessens the profitability of proof-of-work miners by making it far more difficult for them to authenticate network transactions. Physical miners won't be able to validate a block in the future. So, when will the difficulty bomb detonate? There was a delay that was actually intended to go off last month. However, it's not the Ethereum we know if there were no delays. However, Team Baco, an Ethereum core developer, tweeted about the event's new timetable last month. In brief, we approved the bomb delay, he stated. Before choosing an exact delay and deployment time, we want to make sure that all the numbers are reasonable because we were already running late. However, we are looking for a 2-month delay. This would put the trouble bomb going off around August or September based on a 2-month delay. This implies that there will be some very contentious Ethereum-related events around this period. What will happen to the hash rate? Will ETH be hard forked by the miners? Well, judging by the hash rate of Ethereum over the last year, miners are already losing interest. As miners begin to move to new residences, the hash rate is decreasing more rapidly than Bitcoin's. WetToMine.com is a fantastic website that lists the most successful proof-of-work chains. Here, we can observe which blockchains could potentially replace Ethereum as the source of all the hashing power. As we can see, mining Beam is currently more profitable than mining Ethereum. Following Ethereum, Pyro, Ravencoin, Neoxa, Ethereum Classic, and Zero are all that could potentially make use of Ethereum's GPU hash rate. So I would anticipate a handful of these blockchains to begin pumping as they start bubbling up the hash rate as the difficulty bomb approaches closer and closer. Although a miner's last stand might occur, Ethereum miners might band together and hard fork ETH, keeping the proof-of-work blockchain alive. In case you were unaware, the beginning of 2021 saw the completion of another significant improvement. This was EIP 1559, which introduced the burn upgrade and decreased the rewards for Ethereum miners. In fact, one of Ethereum's largest pool providers, which was contentious, declared that they opposed EIP 1559 and that if it was implemented, they would hard fork. Their opposition to EIP 1559 was so successful that they even launched a website that displayed the pools that joined FlexPool in opposition to EIP 1559 and those that supported it. With pools like SparkPool, Ethereum, Nanopool, and others joining in to stop the EIP, they were actually getting very near to controlling 50% of the hash rate against the EIP. The ensuing hard fork would have been quite controversial. Fortunately, the conflict died down and there was no hard fork at the time. But I can assure you that they will speak up once more. Their line of work is mining. And since Ethereum is not being mined, a new conflict will shortly break out. And with that, this concludes our video. Acquired a lot of knowledge from this? We recommend checking out our other relevant videos from our channel. Also, consider sharing this video to any friends or family members who might find it useful. Until next time!